Hello, and welcome to a Dominion Online Championship Consolation match. This is the round of 64 between LTaco and seb-esperanto. LTaco the highest seed by quite a large margin, so should probably be the favourite here. But I've never seen Seb play, so maybe they just don't play online much. We have no village that I can see. The thinning is pretty good with Masquerade and Research. Prosper is good for payload. Crypt is also good draw, I think, given that this is going to be treasure-based payload mainly. I can also see some kind of like Research Bandit draw thing, potentially. Yeah, not super clear to me. I think the opening is Mask Silver. And then when you hit 5, I don't know. 1 Quartermaster could be pretty good. Yeah, I don't think Inheritance is good here. Maybe you get 1 Quartermaster, which can help you grab researches a little bit. And then second 5, maybe Highwayman. Yeah, I don't know. I do love using research for draw. I never know how good it is. It's usually like pretty awkward, but I think here it could be alright. Which, yeah, if you're trying to go for research, then you would want Quartermaster, I think. So what happened? Both players went Research Mask, and both players drew their Research dead, which is obviously the downside to that opening. So LTaco could inherit if they'd like. I don't know if that's even worth it. Someone has a bandit. Who got bandit? Oh, just now from Seb. Yeah, I think bandit's okay here. It might be a bit early for it though. But they do have a research in deck. I don't know about Merchant Guild here. Like the best case is you play Merchant Guild and buy Prosper or something and gain a bunch of things. But like it normally works better when you're playing multiple Merchant Guilds at one time. Yeah, they didn't stonemason at all, which seems like maybe they missed that. It's kind of annoying you can't stonemason for Crypt, because feasibly Crypt could be one of the cards you want. Because otherwise you're pretty over-terminaled. Yeah, I mean, like I don't know how much the Menagerie is expected to draw here. I would say not that much. So you're kind of just turning your estates into Great Halls. Which was actually my favourite card in Dominion before it got rudely snatched away from us. So satisfying having like a Scout Great Hall engine. Anyway, Yeah, crypt for LTaco I like. Unfortunately, like research for coppers is like very slow. Um, like crypt is kind of copper thinning as well as being draw. So that should be quite good. Hopefully they can line up research with a gold at some point, and then that would really help them kick off. But until you get two researches, it's going to be pretty asymmetrical in terms of your like good and bad turns. We do have a. Did they buy that menagerie after inheriting it? Yeah, that's okay. That's a bit weird. But it did draw, which is lucky. I would definitely research this gold, 100%. No. Oh, LTaco inherited as well. Did I miss? I feel like I'm missing so much of what's happening here. If anything, I feel like they're too thin now. More menageries. You could stonemason for estates, right? When they're inherited, because it's gaining. Anyway, unless we're gonna stonemason the menageries into estates, which is a very slow way of gaining stuff. Yeah, I think it's kind of important to get up to 10 to get proper plus buy. I don't know if LTaco is likely to do that this turn. No, I don't think they've got enough money in deck. Probably we stonemason masquerade. Okay, yeah, just play bandit actually. That's probably better. And then we should hit 10 next turn. Seb is getting prosper this turn though, which is nice. I don't mind another crypt here for LTaco. Yeah. Yeah, so they're going to hit 10 here for prosper and then be able to crypt away all their coppers as well, which is super nice. I assume you want to take silver as well off the prosper, but I can see that not being correct. Don't know what we do with this though, Mason. Just trashing copper seems okay. Yeah, trashing gold would have been quite nice since we were hitting 10 anyway. Or even trashing silver into estates. Yeah, copper trashing is pretty slow. Especially because like if you set everything aside on this crypt, you're not going to see those coppers for like 5 turns. These menageries have been working far better than I expected. Yeah, I think playing Bandit there was correct. Yeah, no Prosper. I think we probably should have been prospering there. It was pretty unlucky the first time. Like Hammer is great, obviously, but it's not plus buy. And I think we want at least one plus buy before we start greening. But I also don't think provinces are necessary, given that there's fairgrounds with loot. So yeah, we're not necessarily playing that much of the kingdom, I guess. But I think we can still get fairgrounds up pretty well. And I would like more research. I think we should be hammering for research, 100%. Because there's so much payload in these decks, and we're not drawing much of it. I don't know how much is in the discard here. Yeah, a lot. So yeah, I like researching that gold. We do miss 10. I guess estate or silver. I don't know which one's better. Interesting they didn't play mask. How much money do we have here? 19. I don't know if we need more golds from Bandit. We could just like stonemason. Into 2 researchers. Yeah. And then take, I don't know, Prosper Fairgrounds, maybe. Prosper Province is probably okay as well. Yeah, I mean, probably our fairgrounds aren't going to be more than Province, so I think Province is fine, but equally, like, taking fairgrounds now means that the game is not going to end too quickly on you. You can actually stonemason loot into fairgrounds as well, which I hadn't thought about before, but that's a pretty nice way of scoring. I guess we're hoping that our menagerie will somehow activate. And we discarded gold because we're going to get one in hand from research. And menagerie will draw, actually. No, that's not true actually, because of fairgrounds. Anyway, yeah, Seb just carrying on with the single province. Which, yeah, it just doesn't seem like it's gonna be quick enough. I think research gold and menagerie maybe. Definitely gold. A bit unfortunate that they found crypt on that turn. Here we could definitely consider stonemasoning into fairgrounds. I guess shield is probably the worst one at the moment. And this triple province wins. I didn't even count that was 27. Yeah, definitely like unlucky not to get plus buy, but I think they should have gone fishing for it again. And yeah, I stand behind the research draw of a menagerie. So we do have village this time with Shantytown, Galley, and Squire. Probably Shantytown is the worst one there. There's Grotto and Journey. I always mess up Journey with duration cards, because they'll get stuck in play. So if you want to play Journey with Grotto, you'd actually need a third Grotto, which is kind of awkward. I don't know. Like, obviously, if we get to Garrison Hillfort, they will be good here, but it's just whether someone wants to take tent and rotate. In theory, I guess you can, like, if you're the only one with a tent, you could rotate by Garrison or something, and then somehow by Journey as well. But that's quite a big turn. I think on the 3/4, I would probably quite like Grotto Journey. On the 4/3, I don't know. You could consider Journey Grotto as well. Courtyard is okay. Like the silver is nice. And if you draw your Grotto dead, you can obviously just put it back. Yeah, I definitely never feel like I play well with Journey, but it seems the case that the more I buy it, the better I do. So I normally just try and buy it more than I think I should. Changing into Apothecary could be kind of nice, but the awkward thing is you'd have to change a copper because yeah, 2 potion is not more coins than an estate. The Squire I don't understand. Oh, they're trying to get Legionary? Is that the... No, that's not even the same person who got. I was thinking because obviously you can trash Squire into Legionary with change, but that's not the same person who had the Squire and the change. How does it work with Destiny? It checks after you've gained it, right? So you get a discount. No grottos yet is very surprising. They seem as good on this board as they do on most boards. Here I would play Shanty and then galley the courtyard. I think it's better to have a gallied courtyard than a gallied Shanty. It's not super clear how to ramp payload very effectively. I think like you can gain courtyards to get silvers and then change the courtyards into stuff. That's kind of slow. There's also Squire to gain silvers as well, actually. Yeah, on that last turn from Seb when I don't think I like top decking the Squire. If you wanted a Destria, you could top deck silver and then gain silver, and then buy Destria for 5. Yeah, like especially if you knew what was down here. I don't know what is in those bottom 2 cards, but yeah, obviously the Shanty was here. Another galley makes sense. I do think like 1 apothecary would be nice. I don't think we need loads. But maybe that would have been better earlier in the game. And might be a bit late for that now. Pretty sad galley draw there. They're thinking about a journey, but I don't think the next turn's good regardless, to be fair. But yeah, journey was probably worth it. Copper into apothecary, maybe? No. I think, yeah, you can change into apothecary and then buy a Squire if you want one. Yeah, still no grotto. like kind of when you have galley set up, you don't need it as much, because you've got that start of turn consistency anyway. But it still probably seems worth it, especially if you have an apothecary. Like you can grotto your coppers, and then at the end of the shuffle, just play apothecary, pick them all up. I'm not sure about that journey buy, because now you're not gonna have any galleys set up for next turn, and we're not really accomplishing that much more. Doesn't seem crazy to start on provinces already. It's kind of difficult to build the double, but at the same time, I feel like building is worth it, because you want to be at least like consistently attacking with the legionary, since you went to the effort of getting the gold and the legionary. Yeah, galley journey makes sense. You can actually get a legionary attack off this turn if you change a squire into gold. I think we're kind of getting too many squires. I don't know that they're such a key card in this deck. Two Destriers, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I would much rather be attacking that turn. But yeah, they are dominating the Destrier split anyway, so I'm not sure why we didn't want to draw with Shantytown there. By like playing Squire first. And yeah, Copper Destrier is not amazing. Like that's kind of a peddler in a roundabout way. think I'd rather change a silver into galley instead of copper. But maybe we didn't want to. We didn't need to have that much money this turn. I don't know. I think more money would be nice. We could have done like galley, journey, destrier or something. Is that true? That might not be. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, still not seen the squire to legionary trick, which I think is nice. Definitely want to do the change to gold thing again. Change squire to gold, gain legionary, and then you can draw back up with shanty and attack. I haven't really been watching Seb's turns, but I don't know. Like they hit province, single province like a while ago, right? They bought province on turn 9 and they've missed it since. I don't know what we buy here. Seven is kind of an awkward amount of money to leave. Again, like I think we can just change a silver into galley. And then you could just buy province or something. Or yeah, I mean it's too late for apothecary now. We don't really have any coppers. I'm extremely saddened by the fact that they bought a legionary. Why would you not use the fun squire trick? I don't think there's a chance of them winning this turn. Like they can definitely pile, but I don't think they can pile and get a points lead. I still think you change squire into gold, and then you can use the extra legionary to like change into province or something. I still think it's probably correct to do the trick now as well. You could change squire into, I don't know, province. Take buys off the last squire. Draw with shanty and then play the other legionary. I don't think there's a benefit to doing the legionary attack a second time, but you know, it's 3 coins for this turn and a change target for next turn. Probably they're trying to calculate a win with this longer pause, but it just feels like it's impossible, even if you know, gain a bunch of squires and then journey so you can play them. It seems too far away. Change for money is, I don't know, it's fine. I don't like it, but I think this can be a courtyard, yeah. Should be a win this turn, I'd imagine. It's in hand already, yeah. Man, these ones annoy me so much. When my opponent plays shanty town, so I can see their hand and see that they're gonna win. Really feels like it rubs it in. Yeah, well played again by LTaco. Building more was definitely worth it. We have good trashing with Jack and Shrine. They work quite nicely together, actually. Yeah. If you can get that set up to gain the silver from Jack when you have a Shrine in play, then you can trash before you draw up to 5. I don't know how much that's going to come up, to be honest. We have Ghost Town and Bazaar for actions, Smithy draw as well. And then Merchant Guild, probably combined with Windfall as payload. Corsair might be relevant, but I don't think it's too important. It might trash a couple silvers from Jack, but Shrine Jack I think seems a fine open. Obviously you're sad if they collide, but yeah, obviously Jack is good for estates, and you can use Shrine to deal with everything else. Ghost Town's okay, although I don't think. Oh no, they did buy a smithy as well, so they did have 2 terminals going into This can probably be bizarre. Merchant Guild seems fine as well. I assume that no trash question was about, was it Seb's turn 4? No, LTaco's turn 4, wasn't it? Yeah. I don't know, it seemed reasonable. If they trash there, then they have Jack, Smithy, and Shrine in that shuffle with no village. And this way they get to do the Jack trick. Which, style points are obviously the most important kind of points. Yeah, Harbingers don't do anything here. That is true. I hadn't noticed those being bought. Here I think we can just take Bizarre. I mean they decided Ghost Town is better than Bizarre, which I can't really get behind. It might be better in the short term, but I don't know. It's obviously good looking at this hand. I think I would play Smithy at Merchant Guild, but Jack and Merchant Guild seems fine. See, like, reasonably you could take 2 Ghost Towns here. I don't think that's crazy. You want to kind of cycle quicker, get round, trash all your coppers and stuff, and then you can win 4 back up. Seb not trashing 2 here. I don't know if they're thinking about Corsair. Seems too early for Corsair. And I just don't think it's actually that impactful for your opponent. Like, the thing that they're going to be trashing is the Jack Silvers, which, I don't know, they don't really need them. They're not adding too much to the deck. Again, we get a Ghost Town over a Bizarre. I don't know. I think, like, as long as you got one, like, they had 1 Ghost Town into a Smithy, and then you can hope you find Bizarre. Yeah, that's true. Like, you might even think that the Silvers are worse than nothing at this point. But definitely Corsair is not helping Seb get deck control. I feel like all of these Harbinger buys should have just been a Ghost Town. It seems like they just don't really appreciate how good Ghost Town is. Although I say that having been slagging off Ghost Town over Bizarre, but hey ho. Yeah, I agree with that. Merchant Guild Bizarre. I don't think we have the terminal space for 2 Merchant Guilds. I like Leprechaun here, but I don't know, maybe a touch early. So Merchant Guild Leprechaun is nice here. We bottom decked all our ghost towns, so we're gonna have to buy more of those to keep up the duration balance. What an ordeal. Yeah, I think 2 ghost towns and a bazaar is pretty good here. I don't like the Merchant Guild. You can use your wish for the Merchant Guild when you get to it. I generally feel like, yeah, saving your, like buying a village and then wishing for the payload is better than the other way around. Because presumably if we find wish, we're going to have to wish for bazaar. That province, I mean, it's early in the context of like the game, but I think in terms of the context of their deck, it's kind of they're not going to build to more than single province, so seems okay. I'd have maybe played Shrine and then Leprechaun. I don't think Merchant Good is like doing too much here. And we're not thinning these coppers very well. Yeah, you don't. I mean, you don't really want to be buying treasures in this deck. It's kind of a waste of a buy. Yeah, Bazaar seems good there. I'd love to hear their thought process behind whether they get Ghost Town or Bazaar, because that one I was actually leaning more Ghost Town. This is not gonna. Yeah, the Corsair Jack deck is really yeah, not amazing, especially with the Harbingers, meaning we hit 7 there. Triple Ghost Town seems good, yeah. And then probably we can draw deck next turn. I don't think we have the terminals to play all those smithies. The terminal space even. We really do have a lot of smithies. Yeah, Merchant Guild seems correct there for the buy. Maybe... I think one ghost town is good. I mean, it's kind of the case that anything wins there. Yeah. Top decking Harbinger is kind of funny. Like obviously, if you had something to top deck, you could just top deck that directly. You really failed to draw here, which is like kind of unlucky. There are a lot of smithies down there, but it's also yeah, I think they just haven't been thinning very well. Kind of overloaded a bit on Merchant Guilds before they were consistently drawing. Yeah, I mean, there's no pile out threat at all. Like you could leave piles at with like 3 cards left, right? I think they've only got 1+ buy. So that province seems pretty early. You can take 2 more bazaars here. They basically just cost 1 each. Yeah, I think they got bazaar last time, was it? Yeah. I think we wish for bazaar. Like, it's got to be. Probably play the Merchant Guilds in the Shrine. Just leave it there. Oh, this is quad anyway. Yeah, they definitely built the right deck. Not super efficiently, but yeah, Seb underestimating the ghost towns, I think, was probably the main thing. Yeah, these harbingers didn't do anything. So that is 3-0 for LTaco. Onto match point. Oh, we have a page game. even more ways for the warrior or hero to get trashed. Or I guess even the champion. Oh yeah, Woodworker's Necro. That's like the sort of thing I would 100% miss if it wasn't prompted to me at the start of my buy phase. Like I constantly miss Advance Necropolis. Yeah, I was just thinking that Maharath, if you turn it into Forum and then buy double page or something, and then you could get Hermit on the other hand. That seems pretty nice. Rapid expansion could be pretty nice with like Kiln. Not much else, to be honest. Yeah, that is true actually. I guess the buy is Sir Martin or Kilning a Forum, which is pretty awkward. But think that I don't think that warrants opening Sir Martin. LTaco does do the fun opening. Didn't find anything turn 3. Seb not taking a Madman there, which seems it seems like we want Madman here. I think the cycling is super helpful, especially with like trying to advance the page line. But they didn't even open page actually. I hadn't even seen that. Yeah, Galley. You don't normally want to open Galley because it's pretty unreliable that it's gonna hit, and then it's just a cantrip. So yeah, I don't like the Galley opening. And indeed, it does miss for them. But yeah, you don't really go too wrong, I think, with your first Hermit play. Just like gain Hermit and don't buy anything to get the Madman. I would say it's pretty rare that you would want to do something other than that. LTaco also got a Galley, which again I think is probably early. I guess you Galley the Necropolis. It seems better than not Galleying it. But they seem to have opted not to. Yeah, especially Galley and Hermit, because like if you exchange the Hermit, yeah, how does that interaction work? If you set it aside on Galley, can you still exchange it, or does that break it somehow? We might be about to find out, because presumably LTaco will want a Madman. I guess I would probably trash Overgrown Estate. It seems kind of minor either way. I don't really have any reasoning for why. It just, I don't know. Cycling an extra card seems nice. They bought a galley anyway. No madmen around. Possibly this turn, I guess. Because it will definitely work on the second when it comes off the galley. No one's getting a madman yet, though, have they? No. Galley also doesn't work very nicely with page, right? I guess if the same, you can't exchange the page when it's stuck on the galley. So that's slowing you down from advancing up the page line as well. Yeah, that's true. So yeah, I don't really like the galleys there that much. We have a tea house. Who got a tea house? Seb. So we may see rapid expansion in like 5 turns. This is going to be a lot of treasures with Treasure Hunter. I don't know if you want to play these, but also it's pretty sad not to. Yeah, just taking Galley. Like, yeah, I mean, Galley is nice if it hits form and exactly form. Otherwise, it's a bit inconvenient, I think. I think that for, like, at this stage of the game could have been Sir Martin. Maybe Barracks is okay. Tea House seems okay. Forum seems okay. You really don't want much of these Hermit gains anyway. Like, they gained another Hermit. Yeah, I think if you skip Champion, you could end up getting overrun. We should definitely be closer than we are to Champion, I think. there's been a distinct lack of madmen. Again, like turn 9 province is way too early. Like if you got too much money, especially when there's like a forum, people don't like wasting money, so they buy a province. I understand that. I'm guilty of that myself. But when you can buy forum and then something else, makes the problem feel a lot better. I think at this stage in the game I don't even want a hermit in my deck particularly. This is a nice madman. You can't galley it, unfortunately. I wonder if we should have played forum first to try and find warrior before we played the madman. I mean, it's only one extra card of draw, but seems like it would be a slight optimization. Definitely want to galley a forum. Feasibly contract is better than gold, yeah. Yeah, we were talking about this earlier, Johns. There's also forum shenanigans, but yeah, Sir Martin does seem worth it. Like this could be some forums and Sir Martin. I think a kiln is okay as well. I would say keep the pages as pages. I don't think we want any more treasure hunters. Which is like part of the reason why I was thinking that the hermits are not helpful, because I think the best gain from the hermit is page, but the best thing to do with page is leave it as like nothing. I'm not really seeing why we need hero particularly. We also don't necessarily need the extra actions, but in theory our opponent is attacking us. That's Sir Martin gone. Or not. No, you should definitely let them kill Sylvia there. I mean, obviously I've been saying hermit is also bad in deck, but giving them easy plus buy is surely not correct. I think we could probably start scoring here, but I'm sure we can also keep voting. I would like one kiln. I don't know, tea house may be okay as well. Trashing the silver is probably friendly there. Kill on the forum, definitely. Yeah, I guess that makes sense to stop and woodworkers. I don't think it makes sense to take it into a forum though. We're not using the buy. And I think we've got enough cycling. We kind of need, I don't know, payload like a tea house or something. I honestly think a madman there is better than Josephine. But again, this one seems pretty over at this point. Definitely Michael seems good. Tea house is fine as well, I think. LTaco are really struggling to draw, which I think is down to how many silvers they took off their treasure hunters. But yeah, still. In a pretty good position. I don't know how likely double is here. Probably not that likely. Doesn't seem like we're even. Yeah, I mean we can get Dachi. I guess Dachi is worth it. We're not going to get back around the shuffle, so it should just be max points at this stage, I think. Yeah, I think they're going to hit 13 here, but it's it was one of the closer games, as it turned out. Do we discard a forum? That is the match. 4-0 to LTaco. Yeah, they definitely played well. They have got in the next round Eo Wek. Definitely have no idea how to pronounce that. But yeah, through to the round of 32. Congratulations, LTaco, and thank you to all the spectators for listening. See ya.